How about that? You think
Stop
you're
being
funny guy?
hilarious.
You think you're funny guy?
You like your jokes, Mr. Jokester?
All right. Welcome to another episode of
That was the beginning?
Specrapular. I am one of your hosts, Brandon.
I am the other one, Michael.
Hi.
Hey.
So today we are reviewing the movie The Hunt for the Wilderpeople.
Yes.
I don't know why I always had trouble saying that fucking title.
Uh-huh.
I kept calling it like the Wilderness People and stuff. Like, I don't like it.
Well, I mean, it's a play on words, wilderness and people, you know.
You just blew my mind. Like, I would have never.
I mean, you would have had to have watched the movie to recognize that's what it was from.
Yeah. And it was based on a book with not the same name, I might add.
No. Wild pork and watercress, whatever that means.
I mean, that title alone just makes
I mean,
me
if we were
hungry
good
again.
hosts, we would have read the book too.
Yeah.
So we can compare
So we
and
can
contrast.
compare the mediums
Yeah.
of which is better. Or do we like to read and imagine?
Which is a argument that I do not like at all.
The different mediums?
Well, no, because everyone's answer is always, "Oh my god, the book was so much better."
Because you're using your imagination. Well, that's my
Well,
interpretation.
that too. Plus, you have like 300 pages to develop characters and blah 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 blah. Like,
Well, and also you can read out a whole description of a scene.
yeah,
While like when it's a movie, oh look, he's wearing a red shirt, and like no big deal. But in the book, it's like his red shirt was creased with like the little fully divulge. I just like more information, of course. And
yeah, but I mean, it's like, well, no, the problem is everyone gets mad because there's more stuff in the book. I'm like, yeah, because you only have 2 hours in the movie to do it. Like, unless there's like a TV series based on a book.
limited series, yeah.
Then okay, now you have 12 hours or
Well, the thing about
20
it
hours.
too is this movie is not 2 hours; it's 1 hour and 57 minutes.
I'm just saying in
You
general.
know what? If you could be exact, though,
Can we start over?
for our
We're gonna
listeners,
need to get
yeah,
these.
we
We
need
don't
to
want any.
reclap this. Yeah,
We don't want any mail.
This movie was
Physical mail, not emails. We only take letters.
Yeah, we like to get snail mail,
Yeah.
and we want that filled with anthrax. So this was directed by
Taika Waititi.
Anthrax. I mean, that's such a dated thing too. Like, anyway, Taika Waititi, and it's starring Julian Dennison and Sam Neill, everybody's favorite Dr. Grant from Jurassic Park. Can you name any of the movies that he's been in besides Jurassic Park? Or I just blanked, and it's my
Checkmate.
it's my favorite horror movie, Event Horizon.
There you go.
That movie gave me nightmares for well over a month. And thanks a lot, Dad, for taking me to see that when I was, I don't know, 10, 11?
There's the eyes.
Yeah, when they plucked the eyes
Pluck
out.
the eyes
yeah,
out.
yeah. And then he had no skin.
Yeah.
Like,
There's a guy who gets blown out of the ship. And he has to blow out all the oxygen out of his lungs, and he's still spitting out blood.
I don't remember that.
The young guy, the young redhead guy.
All I know is that Lawrence Fishburne, spoiler alert, sacrificed himself for everybody else.
That's how he became Morpheus.
Yeah.
I don't know if anyone knows that.
I don't know. Yeah, I don't know if you know this, but that was actually the machines. He broke himself out of the Matrix because of that. When the Event Horizon blew up. So anyway, yeah, Sam Neill and Julian Dennison, and the description of this movie is: a boy and his foster father become the subjects of a manhunt after they get stranded in the New Zealand wilderness. Pretty, I mean, obviously accurate. It doesn't give too much away of the fun shenanigans that they get into. I'll go ahead and start and just say that I can't tell you my
so
review.
let's give a little short synopsis of the movie.
Okay, go ahead.
The last one was way too long. We went over every scene,
If you
every
guys,
shot.
yeah, if you haven't listened to the previous episode of Mother, it's going to be a night and day.
But it got fun, like just talking about every moment of the movie.
But then we literally, said every moment, so nobody's going to have to watch these movies. They can just listen to our podcast. Oh, okay, I saw that fucking movie because those idiots. But anyhow, so yeah, what's a brief...
Okay, so Julian plays a kid named Ricky, in and out of foster care.
Ricky
Baker. And this is like his last final hope to get...
Did she say this was the last...
She kind of did.
She implied?
She's like, I'm going to fucking butcher New Zealand accents every time I try to...
I've tried to do their accents too.
I'm okay with certain phrases, but otherwise it just gets...
It's like when I was watching some Derby Girls recently.
I don't even know what that is.
I believe they are Irish, but they are like, sometimes I tried to do an accent of it, and I was like, "What the fuck are you doing?" I just sound like Brad Pitt from fucking Snatch. Like, hey, you like some dogs or digs?
Well, as I like to put everyone in, there's American and then funny English. That's the rest of them.
Cockney, fucking. I can't do a regular British voice. Sometimes like, hello, how can I help you? But it's usually like, hello, governor. Like it's just
What's
fucking.
what he said?
You're saying was there more to what you're saying?
No, that's it.
Okay.
That's the end of the episode.
So he's all right, guys. I hope you really enjoyed the Hunt for the Wilderpeople. And
all right. So anyway, so he goes to the house of Bella and Heck,
correct,
played by Sam Neill and Rima Te Waita.
I didn't write her name down, so I'm glad you did.
Because you're not prepared. Mm-hmm. I got like what made you notes. Anyway,
and very poorly written on legal pad paper too, I might add, but it's okay.
Classic, bro.
I wrote my out on Microsoft.
That was
Word.
so offensive. I almost spilled my little ink.
Because you
Canister of ink.
Yeah, you
did
because you dunk it in.
Into.
Yeah. Okay, so if he's on his last potential home,
Right.
I do like the montage of him how he's getting in trouble. How as she lists everything, one of them was kicking stuff, and
Kicking stuff, spitting.
Yeah, and then he was like tagging and. I mean, all rambunctious. I was like that as a kid. I was throwing knives, like. But again, I grew up in obviously the hard streets of Huntington Beach.
Right.
I'm not proud of that. Yeah, I'm not proud of that anymore because that place is a fucking cesspool of shit. But I do like that montage they had of him, and also how she would say, "Leave no child behind," and then she would say, "That's not our slogan. It's just, but it's like it's hers."
So that's not Bella. That's
it's Paula.
Child. Yeah, Paula.
Yeah. The Paula is her real name. I didn't find her film name. Like I couldn't find.
No, that is her character name.
Is it Paula?
Yeah, because her real name's Rachel.
Oh, then there you go. Just kidding then. Okay, so I wrote down the correct stuff.
So Paula's a lady from Child Protective Services who drops off Ricky.
No child left behind.
Fun thing is, so obviously he doesn't like it at first, but he actually grows pretty quickly. He becomes attached to Bella, which is actually nice to see.
Because she's showing him
Love,
care.
actually,
Yeah. But she's also let him kind of be himself. Like that first night he tried to run away, got a quarter of a mile away from the house really. And I want to say the fucking sweater that he's wearing, I hate those so much.
Zips.
The full zipper,
yeah.
I cannot stand those. I don't know who started it, but they should die. Maybe not die, but they should go to hell.
I don't understand the fun. Like it's just funny.
I don't see the appeal of it. Maybe it's just past me because I'm in my mid-30s, but like I do not see the appeal of that at all. I'd much rather wear a beanie, and then. That's it. Not even.
Well, I thought maybe it's some skier survival stuff. Like if you get lost in
keep the warmth in
a snowstorm, but they're just
a
pullover sweaters.
Yeah,
it's not going to do anything anyways.
No, that would if anything make things far worse.
I was just trying to give him the benefit of it.
No, it's not worth it. Nothing. I think I told you this earlier too. So sometimes when they would do montages in the movie, like when she kills the boar, and even when he's doing the kicking and all the not violence, but just his bad boy stuff, that I had a definite Edgar Wright feel to certain things because the close-up shots and they're always on actions and stuff, and I really very much enjoy Edgar Wright movies. Right. Baby Driver was okay, but I
kind of like it a lot technically
because the music, because you're very into music. I have nothing to. I like music too, but you're looking around your place.
Well, the music and the minutia, down to the editing being
the cuts.
down, the cuts being down, and the music matching the action exactly. That just seems like so much work. I applaud the work.
Right. I mean,
the effort.
Do you appreciate the editing that I ever do?
I mean, I wish you would edit your mouth more, but
anyway, on to the next note here.
Okay, so he's there, and they're actually attached to each other, and everything's looking good. And then Heck is distant because he's some wild mountain man, so he doesn't get attached to it.
But it's established that she's married.
Yes.
Bella's married to Heck, which I still don't think was actually a thing, right? They weren't actually married, were they?
I don't know.
I thought when he said
she says husband,
right?
When he walks up with.
But then I thought later in the movie when he was talking to Ricky that he's like, nah, she's just helping me, like they weren't actually. I don't know. Maybe I just misinterpreted what he was saying.
Yeah, I mean, maybe they're not legally married. Is that what you're saying?
No, they weren't even a couple really. Because it seemed like he stayed out in the barn. I thought, but I don't know.
Where are these magic? How do you come? I applaud your imagination.
It's very.
But
vivid.
I fear for your mental capacities.
Yeah, you should. I mean, I thought I hear things all the time, but luckily it was my phone. Just
like I said, she says husband.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe they weren't legally married, but okay, whatever. They're a couple. Can't they just be a couple? Jesus Christ.
They could be life partners instead of married and stuff.
Anyway.
I do like Bella's cackle too.
Yeah.
Like when she's like, you're like, you hungry? Ah, of course you are. Like, and she like she cackle. That was great.
So anyway, spoilers. She dies suddenly.
Mm-hmm.
And then Child Protective Services lets Heck know that they're going to pick up Bob or Ricky because he can't stay there. So of course Ricky.
But also,
runs...
Heck can't read. Like he handed it off to Ricky to read because.
Oh, was it a letter or whatever?
Yeah.
Okay.
And he doesn't know. He doesn't know how to read, which is something that is still plagued to us nowadays. Kids are so illiterate, and it's an epidemic, man. Like we gotta.
Is you being sincere? Oh,
I'm
cute.
not. I can truly. I get hooked on phonics. But yeah, so she passes away. He pretty much wants nothing to do with Ricky, which is sad ultimately because it wasn't his idea to get Ricky in the first
adopt
place.
him.
Yeah, she wanted
Or
to help
shelter
him.
him.
Yeah. I do. Before she died, though, he does say that Tupac is his best friend. I thought that was good because obviously not obviously, but she doesn't know who Tupac Shakur is. Shakur. Okur.
It's Shakir.
Yeah. Tupac.
Tupac Shakir.
Shakir. But that was what was the conversation about that though? Like she was asking about his friends or no?
All right. So on his birthday, because he's there for his birthday, they get him a dog for his birthday.
That's
so
right.
he names the dog Tupac.
That's right. So she dies.
So she dies. Ricky tries to run away because, like, he had tried a couple times before. Heck finds him out in the bush.
And really quick, Sam Neill looked really uncomfortable in that suit. Like I mean, obviously he probably normally doesn't wear stuff like that
At the funeral.
of course, yeah. But at the funeral, yeah, and then Taika was the
pastor.
pastor. I never know what to call
Man of the
the
cloth.
people. Yeah, like I don't know if it because what Catholic is.
Priest.
What's the father?
I mean, that's what you call him.
Okay, then what's Christian?
Pastor.
What's Buddha?
A monk.
We're gonna go ahead and we're gonna
Buddhist monks.
We're gonna go ahead and not talk about religion.
I mean, I don't know. I mean,
know.
I'm not gonna say anything because everything's just gonna be us sounding super ignorant.
Yeah, I was gonna say I don't
People
know anything
listening
about
are gonna
religion.
be like, these fucking fucks don't know
Yeah,
a goddamn thing.
blasphemous fucking scumbags. I don't know anything about religion except for that it's a joke. Anyway,
All I know is Jesus was the bad guy. I'm pretty sure that's the
if
Bible.
he wouldn't have been up on the cross if he wasn't such a bad guy.
I mean,
Yeah.
you do the crime, you gotta do the time.
I was really hoping you were gonna go with something with the cross. Like you do the time, you gotta do the. But I couldn't think of anything too like cross. What rhymes with cross?
Boss.
Okay,
If you ain't the boss, you end up on the cross.
you cross the boss, you end up on the cross. I don't know who the boss is that he's crossing, but he's crossing somebody. So anyway, so yeah, he looked uncomfortable in the suit. Then my next note is like 10 minutes later, really.
Okay, well,
So,
can I just I'm just trying to give a quick
Fine,
synopsis.
whatever. You're not telling a synopsis. You're telling beat by beat. Okay, it doesn't matter.
So they end up in the woods, him and Heck. Heck hurts his leg, so then they kind of just...
The sound effects for that ankle snap were I rewound it a couple times because it made me uncomfortable.
I mean,
Because that's my next note is the ankle sound effects really stressed me out. It made me think of my ankle because remember how I blew mine out fucking a decade ago, which really
that's
hurt.
right.
I was out for like 8 months. I don't know if I broke it, but I definitely tore some shit.
you never went to the doctor?
No, I didn't have insurance then. I was like fucking 20, 21. And I wasn't even skating. It was basketball. Landed on dude's foot. My ankle went literally 90 degrees. Popped. And I was able to walk on it,
I
though.
kind of remember that being an issue.
That was when I was living in Huntington. And back in Huntington.
Although every time I see you now, you're always like, the wrist is acting up or whatever.
Yeah,
it is.
I'm getting old. So, yeah, my wrist is fucked when I went skating. And then...
So you gotta be like me, don't do anything. So all your shit happens in the inside.
Yeah. It's like when you have internal bleeding. That's
Yeah.
where blood's supposed to be. It brought back traumatic memories of, and that's when I gained all the fucking weight. And I don't want to get into it because now I'm just a fat fucking oaf. So yeah, the ankle, he broke his ankle, and so Ricky kind of had to take care of him for a little bit.
So they're out in the woods for I think like at least a month or two.
I don't think they established time, but yeah, that sounds about right because if you look at the seasons.
So everyone thinks like, oh, this guy kidnapped this kid. Now they're out in the wilderness. They find a cabin in the woods. That's where they see like the wanted photos for them. So that's how.
Prior to that, when Ricky was hunting the bird, remember how they did like the kind of the close up of him, like a medium close up of him, and then the bird. I was hoping that he wouldn't shoot the bird. He's like, but then still shoots it. But also hoping that the bird would just blow up, like because it's he's shooting essentially a rifle. It's a small caliber rifle, but still that's a small bird to just have it blow up. And then when Ricky brings back said bird, that he shows the food, and then Heck pulls up the eel. It looked like the eel had its throat slit. And I laughed because I was like, do eels have throats? I mean, obviously they have a mouth, so there's got to be a throat. But then my exact note is, slit eel's throat. Do eels have throats? What's up with that? I don't. And then also Ricky's face when he got all grumpy and he like drops his fucking bird. But yeah, they find the wanted signs, and
They meet up with some hunters that are there.
and basically when those hunters meet up, they get in a tussle, and there's kind of a they kind of mistake that Ricky when he's talking about what Heck had him doing. That kind of sounded a little sexual, so they're calling him like a perv and a creep. But they get in a tussle. Ricky shit gets reeled and shoots the rifle, and these guys definitely play a part later in the movie too. Specifically, the main guy that was calling Heck an old man, but they made him do stuff, is what I put in quotes.
So they go to a different cabin and they find like a ranger who's having an episode.
Yeah, well, but even prior to that, like they start rummaging places still.
Yeah.
So as they
They're
go
scavenging
along,
for
yeah,
food, blah, blah,
taking
blah.
shoes and food, toilet paper. Toilet paper is a big thing because obviously you don't want to use your leaves all the time if you're wiping your ass. And
I hate it when I do it every time.
Yeah,
At least once a week.
if I'm doing it in the wild, obviously I dig my hole, and then after I finish, I pat dirt onto my butt.
Yeah.
So that way it's basically a cauterizing my asshole. So that way, and then when I get home, I shower it off.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, I just go into the river and just sit over the water.
Squat over the water.
Let the current,
You squat
clean
over
me
the
out.
water. Yeah, let the current just knock away all the dingleberries. I got you. Okay, I hear what you're
Just any
saying.
junk in the water.
Just the tip.
Yeah.
The
So as they're going through there, they find a ranger who is sick. So Ricky goes to get help. He finds his family that kind of takes him in a little bit for the night.
Yeah.
They get the police to go rescue that ranger.
Yeah.
While they're out still just on the lam. That kind of builds them up some public support for them being out on the lam.
And also helping that guy, like helping that park ranger.
That's what I'm saying. Helping the ranger,
Yeah.
like there's public opinion kind of turns in their favor.
The hand drawing of them, I thought was great. I took a picture of it. Like I thought it was fucking great. Like that should be on our shirt, really. But I do like when Paula, when the helicopter's saving that park ranger, how she's yelling at him.
Yelling.
Yeah, like where are they? What? He knows something. And like he's like comatose, like just getting carted away, and she's yelling at him. But so when Ricky goes to that girl, which neither Mike nor I can actually pronounce her real name. I don't know her film name either, but yeah, you can check it out. But he goes over there. He finds her because Sam Neill, because Heck he had saw like a village.
Kahoo.
Yeah.
Kahoo.
It's too difficult. But so yeah, Ricky helps him to phone call like a helicopter to come help that park ranger, and while he's there, since he's already kind of a local celebrity, the girl's brother is taking pictures with him, being silly. And then he falls asleep for too long, and so by the time he gets back to, the park ranger's little cabin, the cops are already there. And as he's looking around, he says to the SWAT team, "Ninjas!" Like, because they're wearing all black, I imagine. But I laughed so hard at that, because obviously it's supposed to be like a 13-year-old kid roughly, so. He seems educated enough, but still to be like ninjas, not to know that they're police officers, and also majestical. Prior to them finding that cabin, how he's I don't think that's a word. He's I'm pretty sure it's a word. Altogether, though, this movie was super silly. I just want to say, like I really enjoyed a lot of it, and because it's definitely on par with Taika.
Oh, wait, hold on. Let's finish up real quick.
Yeah.
So they do that. They're out on the land for a couple more months. Finally, just
and Paula,
the manhunt just gets
as they're doing that, as it keeps going, like
Paula sort of meets in with them every once
right,
in a while.
And you see what they're doing, but it shows Paula breaking someone's neck.
teaching
those guys how to break a neck, as if that would be useful to use in this situation. But yeah, it goes through a montage. It shows the police slowly gaining on Ricky and Heck, because Ricky and Heck do meet up. Because Ricky, after the park ranger's place is taken over by the police, he's on his own, and he eventually meets up with Heck, like they're like a riverbed or something like that.
And then, like I said, at that point, they've been out there for months.
Yeah, and assumably, total the whole time, I would say is at least 6 to 8 months.
Yeah, seems like
that they have been out there, and that's a long fucking time to be out. Like, I don't know how people do that in any situation. Like, that's mostly because I want to toilet paper. I mean, I know that was a necessity for Ricky. God damn, how can like the guy that they stumble upon, like he's out there on his own. Like, I could not do that shit, man. I need a bed because I have scoliosis just a little bit. Like, I need to be pampered. But so it's after she shows how to like break a neck and you go through the montage and stuff like that. Before Ricky meets back up with Heck, though, there's a scene where Paula and that police officer that's with her and Ricky, they see each other, but there's like a little ditch in between them, and she's trying to like convince him to come back. And she has like a trail mix, and he's all eager to. Like, you see, he's licking his lips because he's hungry. He wants that food, but ultimately Ricky's like no, and he runs off. When the police officer, she's oh, let's go get him. When he slides down the ditch, if you're listening, if you're watching the movie in like surround sound or anything like that, you can tell that it's like like it goes up like he's as he's going down, he's like and it gets lower, and it's funny because then it just again it seems because when having surround sound. So I thought that was a very nice added.
And it's only like 8 feet or whatever.
Yeah, if that. But then obviously it's 8 feet down, but then distance across is probably like 10. It's 15. Honestly, I don't have many notes after that. I wrote that's a big fucking pig, and then obviously it's a boar. I would imagine those are right, like a wild boar. Okay, yeah, yeah. So they meet up. They continue on their hike. I do like that when Ricky has the concern of like, oh, they might catch up to us, and as Sam Neill is saying, they couldn't find a clown at a circus, and then he turns, oh shit, because they're like right there. And then they start running, and the Lord of the Rings reference as they're walking over, and he's trying to tell them like it's like Lord of the Rings. Again, I can't stress this enough that I did enjoy this movie.
Yeah. So anyway, so just to get to the finish, so we can start talking about little specific things. But they're out on the land for a long time. It ends up in a car chase. Well, they end up at Rhys Darby. That's the guy who plays the crazy guy in the woods. They meet up at his place.
He was in Jumanji, right?
The new Jumanji?
Yeah.
Oh, maybe I don't know.
You haven't seen either of them?
I have not seen.
They're not bad.
Well, he's in Flight of the Conchords. He plays Murray, their manager.
I had never
to tie it into.
Yeah, I'd never seen a lot of Flight of the Conchords.
Taika.
Yeah, Taika and the other guy work together too. The taller guy, right, with the glasses. Yeah, right.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Did they work together? They worked together for.
Well, that's What We Do in the Shadows.
Yeah, there we go. Thank you. That was me snapping my fingers. If you guys couldn't.
That's you slapping your penis against the table.
Yeah. Well, if you guys didn't know, we're also naked as we do this.
Yeah.
We thought about calling this.
Pretty sure you can hear the nude, but just in case you can't, we just want to say
Yeah.
it.
If you can hear our pubic hairs growing as we speak, and also our testicles getting stuck to our legs as we speak, because that happens, ladies.
That's not Velcro, everyone.
No. But yeah, so they.
Well, I love leather couches, so I mean.
Yeah, you gotta just rub it up.
Everyone who comes over, just know. You're going to be nude, you're sitting on leather. Those are my 2 rules.
You're going to get stuck.
Well,
you're
3
get
rules.
Sweaty.
3rd rule, bring a snack. But that's neither here nor there.
No, you need to bring lubrication so that way you can just hopefully easier slide.
Gross. Don't make it weird, all right?
Okay, sorry. I just
Nude
want to
guest,
I don't know.
some
And
snacks.
I'm trying to segue into our sponsor, KY Jelly. KY Jelly is sponsoring this episode of Specrapular. And
are you nude? Is it a little rough out there? Get some KY.
Do you like leather couches and doing podcasts with your friends? Get some KY so your nuts don't get stuck. So we're not sponsored by KY Jelly. But anyway, and if you are guys ever going to get a lubricant, make sure it's water-based. So, not that I would know from... Anyway, so yeah, they run into him, and his character is great too.
Yeah, just insane.
Yeah, complete. And I like how he's like, oh, we'll go through the underground tunnel. I didn't do that. What have I done with my life? And because he's been out there for years and years.
Playing dead.
And then he kind of disappeared, right? Like after his scene, he made it seem like he was a bush, and you never saw him again, right? I don't think you saw him again.
Oh, I don't remember. No, he oh, now I forget. Now
yeah, because they drove away in the truck.
Yeah.
And then you would think, like. I do like that he's like, we have you partially surrounded. I thought that was good to say that. Not like we have you surrounded, we have you partially. But I thought he put on the bush stuff, and then he just turned around and put his back, and he sat down. And then I thought that was the last you saw of him.
I thought that's how they met him. He was across the river.
He was, but then it doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter.
Yeah, his character was great. Very brief, but that's all that's needed.
So it ends with the long car chase. Heck just finally says, we got to turn ourselves in.
Yeah.
Ricky gets mad at him, threatens to shoot him.
He says that he was touching him and stuff. Like he's yelling
Yeah.
out that he's touching him and shit because he's mad because he doesn't want to give up. Ricky likes being on the lam and being like the celebrity status that he has, and also spending time with because he keeps calling him uncle, even though Heck tells him, stop calling me uncle. But, which I think is kind of cute. Obviously, but he's just, being a little kid. But so Heck gives himself up, but Ricky accidentally shoots him in the ass.
Yeah.
And then one of the other hunters earlier in the movie, the one that they had a tussle with,
he wants to actually shoot them.
yeah, so he goes to shoot him, but luckily the police officer that's with Paula tackles him before he really could. And then what Heck does a little bit of time.
Yeah, a little time in prison.
But why did he do time?
I mean, I don't know. I don't know the ins and outs of New Zealand.
You don't understand New Zealand's law and,
statutes and
yeah. I don't know truly
what they would charge him with.
Yeah, what did he actually do wrong? Is it because he's technically with Ricky and he's kidnapping?
I don't know.
But,
I don't know.
Okay. Well, if anybody can get back to us about New Zealand's laws and anybody that whatever
statutes and guidelines.
Yeah, out of our 12 listeners,
12.
12. Okay,
we double
being
recently.
generous. Yeah, 6. If you can get that to us, or Taika, I challenge you to get back to me. Yeah, that'd be great. But ultimately, at the end,
so he does a little time. He ends up in a halfway house because he gets out.
Yeah.
Ricky goes to live with that family that he met up with.
Correct.
And
with the girl that he likes,
right.
Which would be a little weird because obviously he seems to have a crush on her, and if he's living with them and then they start, knocking boots.
Bro. If I know anything about my porn search history, that's A-okay these days, bro.
It's not only A-okay. Incest is very widely not frowned upon anymore if you're on Pornhub. If you see the family stuff, yeah. Anyway, incest's huge. I always like those fake titles on Pornhub, like I fucked my sister after prom, but then
I hate it so much.
I do too.
What's wrong?
I don't. But people are into it. But there's lots of weird fucking shit out there, man. And people fucking cars and stuff. Anyway, so that's pretty much the movie, though. He does time. Ricky lives with that family. And then once once Heck is kind of out and in the halfway house, Ricky approaches him to go on another camping trip.
Yeah.
And
or to go live with them and be on their adventure again.
Was it to live with them? I thought it was just to go on this trip.
Well, the family is there.
Yeah. Well, they weren't there in that final hike, that final scene,
right.
shot. But yeah, they were there in the background.
They were looking for the bird, right?
Yeah, that very brief scene.
Yeah.
Just to take a photograph of that bird to prove that it was still alive. So this movie again, as I stated a couple times, I really did enjoy it. Wasn't super long. It's a comedy, so really I think it's hour 45 or something like that. I think I told you this the other week that I didn't even know that Sam Neill was New Zealand.
I did not know either.
Yeah. Well, because I always associate I legitimately thought he was American. Because whenever I saw movies,
I grew up watching him fight dinosaurs.
That's what I mean.
As an American.
And even Jurassic Park 3, I will say, I still enjoyed that movie.
I don't hate it.
Yeah, it wasn't bad.
I don't like the whatever that weird dinosaur is breaking the T-Rex neck.
Yeah.
Because
it had
Paula.
Arms. Yeah.
You're come on, that was dumb. But
I did enjoy, and the newer ones though with Chris Pratt, not so much. I
haven't even. There's been 2, right?
Correct.
I did not see
believe they're done.
Fallen Kingdom.
I don't know.
Whatever.
Yeah, I don't know.
I did not see that.
It wasn't even really about dinosaurs anymore. Really about their shit. It's just all human drama.
Really? Because I heard that they just followed Lost World again. They ended up in America. Did they?
In the second one, yes.
Yeah.
The first one, not the first. Yeah, the second one it was like that, and it's like.
Are they in San Diego again?
No, no, they're not. They're in.
Which actually was fun to see.
In Lost World, yeah, Lost World. I thought number 2 was very close to number 1. Number 1 is still the best, and then 2, Lost World.
What's the worst parts of Lost World? The girl doing their gymnastics.
That was pretty rough. And then he's like, "They cut you from the team."
She couldn't have just swung across. She had to do the whole
had to do the flip. Yeah. Other than that,
Malcolm isn't as Malcolm-y.
As in what? Quick?
Well, he loses some of his Goldblumness.
The
real tactile,
and
that's me rubbing my fingers together because that's what does a lot.
Juliette Lewis was in that one too, right? Was it Juliette? No, not Juliette Lewis. That was Julianne Moore. Wasn't she in Book? Yeah, she was in Boogie Nights. Yeah, she was. And really quickly about Julian Dennison. I saw Kong versus Godzilla, and he's in that movie. I might add very briefly, but even
is he really?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
And even the scenes that he's in, I was just kind of shrugging. The humans in that movie made the movie horrible. Like I couldn't. I know. I don't think you've seen it yet,
I have
right?
not seen it
Okay.
yet.
So like, not to go off subject of the Wilderpeople, but I did not like Kong versus Godzilla at all. Like the scenes with Kong and Godzilla, perfectly fine. Like they're fighting, they're doing their
What about
thing.
the scenes with Kong or Godzilla?
You know, when they're solo, I hated it, but when
Okay.
they're together, I was in awe. No, it's just the humans in this movie were fucking stupid, and then his character, like when you meet him, he's friends with Millie Bobby Brown, and he's essentially the comedy relief for
Mhm.
that little troupe. But there's a scene where it's late in the movie, and there's no spoiler here, but like they're in this like,
Everyone dies.
yeah, they're in this like
Cave?
no, it's
Military
it's a facility.
facility?
It's a
Okay.
facility, but there's all these computers and stuff, and suddenly he knows how to fucking hack. He's like, oh, I can do this,
Yeah,
and I don't know, that was my New Zealand accent. Sounds kind of Australian. Oh, I could do this. But he hacks this computer so that way it does something to and then the character in the movie. I don't want to say what's what, but I was just very disappointed in that movie. Just like as I told you earlier, as we had lunch, Mortal Kombat. Like I was going on more movies that disappointed me. Mortal Kombat. It's like fuck me, man. Like it wasn't truly Mortal Kombat wasn't that bad. I still like that better than Kong vs Godzilla. It
Now, did the watching at home bum you out a little bit? Like, would it have been more fun at a movie theater, like in an IMAX watching it?
I think so, but the thing is, whenever I watch stuff on HBO Max, it always seems like the audio is fucking low, and I'll turn my speaker up to like on average I only need it to be at like 20, but when it's HBO Max I'm at like fucking 50s.
Well, we can check it at my house here after, just
Yeah.
to see if it's just actual system-wide problem or just your TV sucks.
It could be the TV, could be the speaker, but whatever it is, I did not like either. Well, Mortal Kombat was okay, but Kong vs Godzilla, I like even the ending of it. I was like, oh, that's so fucking corny.
Well, I was going to surprise you with selecting that as our next movie pick next
Okay,
week.
no,
but-
let's not do that. I mean, I'd rather do. What's the other one that we should? Oh, My Cousin Vinny. We should fucking. Even
would
though
be fun.
I've seen My Cousin Vinny many times, and I still love that movie, and I still quote the Utes. Like obviously they did sort of like that in New Girl as well with Schmidt. Is it the Utes?
But he says youths.
That's
he
right.
pronounces
yeah.
all the words.
Yeah.
Or the
All the
letters.
letters. Yeah. So anyway, what
Okay.
else? What else do you have to add about this?
So first off,
Uh-huh.
and I'm sure everyone who's ever been or hasn't been there just says it anytime anyone talks about New Zealand, but oh my god, do those places like actually exist? Like you can just walk into the most majestic forest you've ever been in.
And snap your ankle on a fucking log.
Well, okay,
and-
well let's not do that part, but
Sure.
But I couldn't believe like you're kind of lucky if you're living in New Zealand if you want to film a movie out there. Like
Yeah.
Jesus Christ, like every shot is the most beautiful place you've ever been in your entire life.
Yeah. And I don't know if you know, I mean, talking about beautiful places, but I've been inside of a Walmart.
Whoa.
And those places are majestical.
Uh-huh.
Like they are beautifully done, and the people in there are creatures. Anyway, no, New Zealand is absolutely beautiful. And it's lush. It kind of makes it, to me, I'm sure it gets humid. Like it seems like it would be a humid place at times, and I cannot stand humidity.
I don't know. I want to say it has
I don't like being sticky. Like I am not. I've been in Pennsylvania during the summer, and that place is the worst.
It's a bit of arms.
Yeah, and it was not enjoyable that time I was there. But that's really I'm sure many it gets humid here.
I want to say like their climate is much more temperate.
Tropical. Oh.
Like
Actually, I guess tropical
chill.
would be humidity.
yeah.
It is.
Whereas like Australia, where it's 80% uninhabitable because it's a fucking
dirt, and you're going on your
Mega
walkabouts,
desert,
and so you could try to find yourself.
where like
What's that called?
98.9% of the population lives within like 8
And they're all
feet
criminals.
of the coast.
Ex criminals. What is that what that's called in Australia? A walkabout? When you want to go and find yourself, you go out and you just walk for like a fucking couple days.
Why would I know this?
I don't know. You're smarter than me, I think.
Okay.
I think.
I'm just gonna say yes.
Okay, then there you go.
All you 13 listeners, see, we got one in the meantime.
Yeah.
Did you see that?
It was Taika. He
Go
heard,
ahead.
he heard the challenge.
You do it.
Yeah, he listened. It does look beautiful. Almost as beautiful as sunny Southern California.
So the music,
Mm-hmm.
it was fun.
Upbeat.
The music had like a low budgety kind of fun little electronic score. A little, I would say.
Well, the funding for this movie came from like New Zealand specifically
Okay.
and shit.
So,
I'm sure they had a reasonable budget nonetheless.
which was fun because it seemed like like an indie cool little soundtrack,
Right.
with like electronic music, and they had like two super cool songs in the middle of it: "Sinner Man" by Nina Simone and "The Parisian" by Leonard Cohen.
You can literally
During like the super long montages, like, oh, those are cool song choices. So I thought they're kind of jarring because the rest of the music had been just like
synthy.
synthy,
Yeah.
kind of electronic.
You could have literally said any musician, and I would have been like, "Yep," because I do not look at the music contributed by and stuff like
Right.
that. Not that I, unless there's a really good song, like that Apple commercial I saw a while ago when it was Sophie something. Doesn't matter.
Anyway.
I digress.
But anyway, like Cinnaman's a good song for when you're on the run because
Mm-hmm.
it's just like it's driving like it feels like you're running while you're doing it.
Sure.
Like I think it literally says run, like, and
Yeah.
you know they're running through the jungle and everything. So smart choices. But I
Yeah.
wonder if those songs are expensive to get the rights to.
I mean,
it's not the fucking Beatles,
Yeah, it's
but
not like
still.
it's Led Zeppelin where they're like, nope, they won't let anybody use their shit. I mean, last time I heard Led Zeppelin in movies was what, School of Rock, and then it was maybe Thor. Like,
Oh yeah.
yeah, they used what Immigrant Song in School of Rock, and I think in Thor it was actually almost Immigrant Song. It was
Yeah.
it was also Immigrant Song. Because I mean, to me, that's probably their most build up song
Yeah.
of with the beginning of that. But huge fans of Led Zeppelin, by the way, Mike and I, huge fans. You know, being that you know, Paul McCartney is the lead singer of that band. I know so much. I think there was a time in
Well,
my
if I
life.
know anything, the Led Zeppelin's from Liverpool.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Mick Jagger was in it,
Mm-hmm.
and yeah.
Yeah, sounds
There.
about right. Yeah, there's first you got your Mick Jagger, and then you got your Tom Petty, and I think there's a little bit of Billie Holiday.
But Tom Petty's he's British, so it's THOM.
Just like how they spell Jeff. G.
Oh jeez.
Don't get me started.
Jeff
on
with
those-
the G.
Yeah,
Get
don't
the
get me
fuck
started.
outta here.
Fucking British.
Jeez.
I'm ashamed to be British, but I'm not. I love you, Grandma.
You're like 0.01% British.
No, I mean, to be fair, I don't know my lineage like at all. I just know Filipino, British, but from my general understanding, I'm actually royalty for both.
What?
Yeah, because my last name being very.
So you have a list. So when Prince Philip died, right now you're like, psh,
Just-
I'm making
just
my way up, bro.
48 more. Here we go. And I'm doing the time. Yeah, it's the long con is what I'm going
Hell
on.
yeah.
And the thing about Led Zeppelin is
Like the point is the next episode will be filmed at Buckingham Palace.
yeah,
We're gonna be outside the gate.
Yeah.
You know, we're not gonna be allowed in, but
No,
we're
no,
gonna
no.
be filming there.
Yeah, and the Queen's gonna be
Or
staring
recording
at us,
us,
just
yeah.
shaking her head. Like, anything else that you'd want to? Because you
Let's
have
talk about-
you have more notes than I.
Well, let's
do.
talk about his style a little bit.
Okay, his
'Cause,
directing style.
Maybe just the actual
Framing?
Sure, yeah. I don't know everything.
Okay,
So I get, like you said earlier,
Edgar Wright.
I get a little Edgar Wright in there.
Who started first though? I'm sure. I think it was Edgar Wright
Yeah, probably.
because he was doing the. Didn't he help? What's his name
Well,
with
Edgar
his
was
show?
doing like the TV show.
Spaced or whatever
Yeah.
the fuck. Yeah, so I think that's where they and that was
Yeah.
late '90s, from my understanding. Simon Pegg.
Which is fine. I'm not saying anyone's stealing anything. I'm
Right.
just saying how their style has evolved.
Right.
So I feel some Edgar Wright with like, especially like the cutting and the jumping, that sort of stuff.
Not a lot of that, but enough
no.
that it's yeah.
And then a bit of Wes Anderson too, but less precious.
Okay.
Like when Bella is in the bedroom. I'm sorry, Ricky's in the bedroom. Bella's talking to him through the wall,
Right.
or through the door, and she's like, "Oh, you got stuff in there. There's what did I write on here? There's an Indian lamp and a bulldog lamp. No, that's like she's just naming all the things.
Sure.
But it seems like Wes Anderson is like super concerned about the physical things in the actual shot. Like
Yeah.
the whole world is.
From my
in that
understanding,
shot.
he handpicks all that shit.
Yeah.
Like he's everything that's in that frame is because Wes Anderson's like, yep, I want that, and I want that.
Yeah.
I don't know how he talks. I don't think I've ever heard him talk.
He's American. Like he just
Yeah,
some
I
dude
wasn't
from
an
New
accent
York.
I was giving.
Oh,
I feel like he's very soft spoken.
Right.
Like, I like
Whatever
that
he's saying,
and
he's wearing
that.
a scarf. That's all I know.
A scarf, and he
chief.
rode in on a bike,
Uh-huh.
like an old vintage bike, shing 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 shing, and and he's wearing a suit, a very nice linen suit of some sort.
Yeah.
It's just very very calming.
Hell yeah.
And for sure Edgar Wright. Wes Anderson though,
Even like just the color of his bedroom, like the pink color, the
like
hue,
the palette, yeah,
like the
palette
color
schemes.
palette of it, just seems similar to me. Not the whole movie.
Right. I think if anything that you're 100% wrong
Uh-huh.
in that aspect, of course, because you're an imbecile.
Right. Well,
But Edgar Wright, for sure, I can
everyone's
see.
entitled to their opinion.
Yeah. Well, I mean, when my opinion's right, that's when it's different.
I don't have opinions. I have facts.
Yeah. And just like I don't. What is it? I don't make threats. I make promises.
Sounds like something I'd say.
Yeah. You're dead. Is that a threat?
To various
It's a
animals
promise.
smaller than me. Yeah.
It's a guarantee. I mean, I'd have to watch it again to really. Maybe I didn't really look at a lot of the colors and stuff like that in that aspect. Whenever I think of Wes Anderson, I just think of symmetry of just everything being framed exactly. They're centered. The over the shoulder. He actually doesn't really do a lot over the shoulders. I don't think. But like he's definitely a rule of thirds kind of guy too, and I like that about it. Like it's unique. You don't see it that often, so he has that. Like if ever I shot something and I did that, I was like, oh, that's very Wes Anderson of myself. And as I stroke my own dick because
Because you're impressed by
yeah,
yourself.
I'm impressed by myself.
Well, if I know anything, Brandon loves him some Brandon the most.
I am so vain that that song was literally written about me. I don't think I was even alive in that fucking song. There was no way I was alive in that
20
song.
years before you existed, she knew.
She was well aware that I was not only going to be born handsome, but a fucking Leo. And if you guys didn't know that, I am a Leo. I am a Leo Cancer.
We could like totally hear it through the microphone.
Can you not understand the fucking cockness from his voice?
You can hear the cock in his mouth.
In my mouth. Yes, in
I'm
my
sorry,
mouth.
coming out of his mouth. You know what I mean.
In my mouth and in my hands. So they're filled up everywhere. I'd have to watch it again to see if I get that Wes Anderson vibe.
Not even that he's fully influenced by him, but I see it a little bit.
Sure.
But Taika's like more super silly.
Yeah, just like Thor. I fucking loved Thor. Thor
You know what you
Ragnarok.
should actually watch though is Jojo Rabbit.
I've seen it.
Okay.
We saw it together in the theater, holding hands. I got scared a couple
Was
times,
that
so I held
you?
their hand. Unless you're seeing some other best friend that I don't know about, and
Oh,
I'm
boy, this
severely
is-
jealous now.
This is awkward, guys.
Yeah, we're gonna have to cut this short because this is upsetting. I'm getting sweaty now in my butt.
Here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna be quiet
In.
for like 2 seconds, like we edited, and then
Sure.
we're gonna come back, but sound like you were crying.
Okay,
Ready? 1,
ready.
2, 3.
And I can't sound like I'm crying.
I've never
can
cried. I don't have any
yeah.
emotions.
Yeah, I lack empathy and sympathy. You get nothing from me.
Did you mean for all of that to rhyme? That was pretty good.
I'm gonna go on a tangent here and just tell you two things about myself. One, I'm a cunning linguist, and two, I rip and I rhyme. I rhyme when I rip. Okay, so yeah, again, I'll watch it again, maybe once more.
But did you not feel any Wes-ness to that movie?
to,
maybe
Wilderpeople.
it's just like Jojo Rabbit to
Oh.
Wes Anderson. Maybe just the little kids in uniforms, whereas Moonrise Kingdom,
Yeah,
it's
Moonrise
them.
Kingdom.
They're in Boy Scout, whatever
Yeah,
it is, and that
similar.
one they're in Nazi youth.
I can see the similarities because the
especially
uniform,
the color in that house too.
it was dull and greenish, wasn't it? I haven't seen the movie in years. It's only been out for,
For like a year.
been out for like 2 years, maybe. That was like pre-COVID, so
I think it's 2019.
so yes, definitely pre-COVID.
Okay.
Um,
Whatever. I'm just saying.
Get your shit together. Well, I guess depending on what time of the year, because that shit was in Wuhan by.
All right. Look at.
Okay.
What is this? A podcast about?
It's not. It's
Current
not,
health epidemics?
It's called Specrapular. We're about movies, politics, and epics, as in like the dinosaur Cretaceous periods, and then also.
Epics.
How do you not say it? I thought it was epics.
No, that's right.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because remember in fucking Mambius it said epochs, and you got so mad at
I
me.
was so fucking pissed.
Because Tom fucking told me that's how you say it.
Yeah.
That asshole. Anyway, so yes,
If you guys have any questions about the Pleistocene era, you go to my man Brandon here because he knows all about it.
Michael Crichton fucked that shit up for everybody. Cretaceous, Jurassic. What's the other one? Jurassic. Like fucking asshole.
Jeez.
What was the line? Because I know you helped me with that a little bit too, and I was like, what is it? A Tyrannosaurus in the Jurassic period? Yeah, right. Or whatever the fuck that joke was that we wrote.
Oh yeah.
Gold.
Well, because the big thing is T-Rex lived during the Cretaceous period, not
Correct. Not the
Jurassic.
Yeah. Assholes. Did you read the article recently that they're saying that allegedly T-Rexes hunted as packs now?
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
Imagine seeing even two of those coming at me like, nope, I'm just going to die.
Well, then you're like King Kong, like fighting multiple T-Rexes.
Yeah. And that was when King Kong was a little boy, right?
Sure.
Because I believe in that. No, I'm thinking of Kong Skull Island. They were saying he wasn't even full grown yet. I don't want to talk about Kong anymore. Kong Godzilla is just going to upset me. Although I did like Skull Island, though. Skull Island.
You know, I
Was,
only watched half of it, but I keep meaning to finish it.
I
I think I watched half of it before the pandemic, and then I got a little sidetracked with everyone dying.
Sure,
but
yeah.
I'll get back to it.
They're dying dead.
Yeah.
DED, dead.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So I'd have to watch it again also for your reference to even the Jojo Rabbit. Like I didn't to me when it comes to directing and stuff like that, not that I'm some big hotshot, but at the same time you're always going to be influenced by a lot of things that you're shooting something to you or to whoever's directing you might not realize. At the same time, like everybody's probably copied Spielberg, everybody's probably copied like Hitchcock. Yeah.
Scorsese.
Is it Kubrick or Kubrick?
Oh my God! Does everything have to be
Oh,
the
I would
right
just,
way?
yeah. If I'm gonna be like, I don't know if you guys know this, but that Stanley Kubrick movie, and then someone's like, it's Kubrick, I think I would drop my shit and leave.
I would just say it just cube as in a cube and brick as in a brick.
I think I would call him Cubes because him and I know each other well.
Hell yeah.
Before he passed, I'd call him Cubes, and he'd tell me to get the fuck off his set.
I think he died in like 1998, so you were, I don't know, 12.
Yeah,
So
roughly, give or take.
That
Yeah,
makes some sense.
Yeah. Hey, what's up, Cube? Get that fucking wiener kid out of my set.
Why is he here?
The better question
Where
is,
are his
why am I
parents?
there in the sex scene during Eyes Wide Shut?
You
Why do they have to CGI those people in the way? Let me see some
Well, he's
penetration.
very exacting, so he needed that light exactly. And
needed
you're small enough to fit underneath the chair to get those angles
I
up
was
to the gooch.
I was spraying it with like a water bottle just to give it that glisten.
Hell yeah.
So it seemed like that penis was full on penetrating something.
Hell
From my understanding, though, the people were actually having intercourse.
I don't know about that.
I don't know. Have you seen Nymphomaniac?
Yes.
Those people were really banging, but I don't know if it was Shia and all that. But like, they were definitely someone is definitely getting fucked. So yeah, I'd have to look into it again to see if I get the references of Wes Anderson.
Well, everyone listening, watch
Yes.
it and think about that and see if I'm wrong, which I'm not.
Correct. Yep. Okay. And so if you're listening to this,
But
prior,
like I said, whereas Wes is like super exacting, like and precious about it, Taika's just kind of similar, but like super silly with it. So it's fun. That's what I mean by silly. Like he's literally naming all the knickknacks and tchotchkes like in the scene. Like
Sure.
Indian lamp, bulldog lamp. There's a couple cats. She
yeah.
says.
And when you said that's like probably the second or third time you said Precious so far today, and that makes me just want to watch that movie now.
Precious.
Yes.
Based on the novel Push by
Based on-
Sapphire.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes, I do. Now we got to review Precious.
You mean the
somehow.
saddest movie ever made?
That
Yeah,
was
that
a
sounds
literal
great.
bummer. Like when I left the theater after seeing that, I actually just
What did
lay.
I
I
just
just laid
watch?
on the ground and in the theater, flat in the aisle, and people that walk around me because I was just depressed.
Oh, Minari I just watched with Stephen Yeun. Where he's the
Is that the one where he was nominated for
yeah,
the Academy?
Korean family just moves to America.
I haven't seen it.
It's a fucking bummer.
Isn't he? I don't know if you noticed on your HBO Go because I utilize that. That I've been watching Final Space, and I think he's a voice in that. Because I'm good with voices, like hearing them in animated or whatever it is. I'm like, that sounds like just like fuck. What was I watching? And it was not Pam Grier.
Judy Greer?
Judy Greer, and I love Judy Greer.
Hell yeah.
Her voice is to me unique enough that I'm like, is that? And I believe it was her narrating something, and
Well, she does a lot of that stuff, and so like if you think it's her,
Probably.
you're probably right.
Okay, I'll go with that. Yeah, I'm right. Yeah, I don't hear that often enough. Am I right? I'm right. I'm probably right. Okay, so anyway.
Well, whenever you walk by a mirror, you say it. Like
No,
who's
whenever I
this
look
guy?
by a mirror, I look at it and I lick the finger, my pinky tip and my index finger, and I crease out my fucking eyebrows.
Hell yeah.
And then I lick my lips and like, still got it. So what other notes do you have? What other any
I think
tidbits?
that was pretty much it.
Okay, don't click that fucking pen.
I have not
I
even
noticed,
once.
but you're like, you keep going there like
you
you're
see
about
me?
to
You're
fucking
getting all
click
nervous, like I'm gonna click it.
it. Your thumb's like hovering above it, like you're fucking
I'm just
jonesing.
rubbing. Well, the texture of this pen is real. It's
You're
real
just rubbing
smooth.
it?
Yeah, I'm just rubbing it.
Okay, well,
I'm real tactile.
sometimes you
I'm
gotta
like
do
Goldblum in that way. I want to feel everything.
Should I get you one of those fidget cubes? So
I'm not nervous.
But you don't have to be nervous. But if you want to just touch stuff, because there's different textures on
I
it
think
too.
a fidget is nervous. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Why don't you learn something?
When was that a thing? That was a couple years ago now, right?
Yeah. Remember I was.
Wait, did you say fidget cube? There's
Yeah.
a cube?
Yeah. So each
I was thinking of the
side-
spinner. I'm sorry.
No, not a fidget. I don't want to get
That was a couple years ago.
Yeah. But the fidget cube is like each side of it has like a different thing you could do. So like one of them has like little switches, another one has like a little roll.
Oh, it's like
thing.
a bop it, but for nervous people.
Yeah.
Tight.
So it's like, I might, because you've seen me talk in front of people. I definitely have my nervous tics. I'll touch my face and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Put my fingers in my mouth. Obviously getting aroused when I do that.
Yeah.
But like, that would have been useful in talking in front of people if I had that. I'd just be playing with it in my pocket, which would make it look like I'm playing pocket
Yeah,
pool.
let's not do
Probably
that.
not, probably not the best idea, but at the same time, it probably made me less sweaty because I also get profusely sweaty. Remember that time when I was getting that grip tape for that board? Fuck, man, you had to go to your car to get me a sweater because I had sweat all over. Anyway, I don't want to keep talking about my insecurities because I am perfect.
But that was like a thing. Like you should have got that checked out because that was like you weren't
It
about
still
to make.
happens.
You weren't.
I
You weren't
still-
about to make a speech and you got nervous. Like you just.
I think
your
what it-
pores just stopped trying.
You know, I think what it was because
all right, boys, open up the gate. Just pouring out of your gooch.
my literal pores just
Yeah.
literally opened up.
Just open up, yeah.
I don't know what it was because it was what I was buying a board and grip tape, and I think that it was a woman that asked me too, like, oh, you want me to grip it for you? I was like, I got it, no need to wear. But she was like, I think it's because I saw her occasionally look at me, and I just got fucking nervous. I was like, I better not fuck this up because she's looking at me, she's judging me, and
Oh yeah. Why does that all of a sudden seem familiar?
I
I remember the sweatiness. I don't
was
remember.
bad.
I don't remember why, but now that you say, it, I'm like,
I was wearing a blue button because I used to wear button ups a ton before I started wearing graphic tees all the time because I'm obviously like in my early 20s. I was wearing that blue button up and it was a dark blue.
Okay.
So you can definitely see fucking sweat on that shit. And
You should have. I should have just. I might have said at the time. I should have just pushed you into the water, in the fountain.
Yeah, in front of the fucking theater. Just
Oopsie.
Brandon,
Jeez.
Mike, and I splash you, give you a little
Yeah.
splash, and then the credits roll.
Yeah, and then we do a jump, freeze.
Yeah, people keep walking by like, what's
Yeah.
up with those fucking idiots? So anyway, did you? We don't have any kind of rating system. So did you enjoy this movie?
Oh yeah, I had seen it before, and I enjoyed it then. I just love silly, so it's just up my alley.
Which alley are we talking about here? The furry one?
Yeah, in the back.
Daddy likes. I also very I just I put my hand over my mouth and you cannot hear.
Yeah. I keep doing that with the pen in my face.
Yeah, and then you realize it. I also really enjoyed this movie, and I've always enjoyed Taika movies. When they're comedies. I don't know if Boy is a comedy. I do want to see it because just to see his his theatrical, well, not theatrical movies, but just to see.
There was
everything he's
another
done.
one, Eagle and something, that I saw with Jermaine in it. Clement from
Not
Flight
Squid
of
and the Whale.
Conchords.
No, he didn't do Squid and the
No, he
Whale.
didn't
What
do
the fuck am I thinking?
But it said directed by Taika, so I'm like, oh, maybe I'll watch that too at some point.
Probably New Zealand exclusive.
But I mean, there's a list of things.
Just
I
get a
still need to
VPN. Say you're in New Zealand,
Yeah.
and then you can probably watch it for free. Because I'm sure every Taika movie there is for free.
Yeah.
And Jermaine, where's he been? What the hell is he doing? Is he directing? He's not directing.
see. I don't know.
The last thing I saw him in, I thought was like, what's that one movie like the Schmucks or something like that? Wasn't he like Dinner with Schmucks?
Oh,
Was he in
that
that?
was like
I know that was a long time ago. That was like at least 10 years
That's
ago
a
with Paul
while
Rudd
ago.
and stuff. But I don't know. And Taika's directing the new Thor, right?
Yeah.
The God of Thunder. No, what's it called?
Gods and Thunder,
Something like that. Yeah.
which makes me think of the song "Blood and Thunder" by
Yeah.
Mastodon, which is a jam, but it's not that.
I haven't listened to Mastodon in well over a decade.
Really?
There's a friend of mine that there's a lot of music he listened to back then that I was like, this music sucks. And then I listened to it as I got older. I was like, okay, this is pretty good. I used to hate Lightning Bolt. Like, I was like, drum and bass, fuck that shit. And then, like, years later, like, he had moved away and stuff like that. And I think he had left a CD in my car or something like that. And I was like, all right, I got nothing else. I've been listening to this bullshit. So I put that in and I just started jamming to it. Like, I enjoy it. And I still do. But yeah, Mastodon, Cattle Decapitation, like, he was heavy into, like, punk, hardcore shit that I was like, nope, I don't know.
Well, that's metal.
Okay, fine.
100%
But, like, I don't know what they're saying. It's like, blah, blah, blah. Like, why would I listen to that?
Well, Mastodon, depending on the song, I think multiple guys sing in the band, so it just depending on the singer. But
I
you
might
can
as well
make-
just listen to Dragon Force.
Cattle Decapitation, you cannot make out those words.
No, Locust. Can't understand what they're
yeah,
saying in
no way.
Locust. But the thing about those bands, though, too, again, as I listen to them as I got older, I'm like, okay, like, I can see the appeal in this, and I'll listen to it occasionally. So I enjoyed the movie. You enjoyed the movie. I would highly recommend people see this movie. It's silly, and if you like a good little laugh, you like quick little just quick, not necessarily one-liners, but just quick.
A lot of sight gags, a lot of it, yeah.
Yeah, quick banter kind of thing. Yeah, so yeah. You'll enjoy this movie, and you'll probably enjoy it more than Mother.
Oh yeah, that movie's intense.
That movie's a fucking bummer. Yeah, so I think that's...
Like I said, Taika has gotten his star has risen, you know,
Oh,
fairly
exponentially.
recently with
Exponentially.
Thor and Jojo Rabbit. So I'm like, you know what? This is a good movie of his earlier movies. That everyone should take.
Would
check
you
it out.
even say that What We Do in the Shadow? That What We Do in the Shadows, is that
Oh, What We Do in the
after
Shadows too.
this one, or is it before this
I
one?
want to say it's before.
Okay, so I think that's where he started to hit his stride.
Oh yeah.
Like to people of okay, this guy can direct, he can act, he can write. Okay, he's like me. No
You
big
know
deal.
what? We might have said it already. Like, I do want to start watching that show. I've seen literally the first episode only.
Yeah, I've seen nearly the first full season, and I think it's great. Because he's a producer of it,
Yeah.
and I believe he's been in a couple episodes, or at least one episode. Him and Jermaine, and the other guy that was in the movie version of it.
Oh yeah. They playing the vampires that
Yeah,
they play.
yeah.
Oh, okay.
But they're playing like higher up versions of themselves
Oh, okay.
because like now it's times past, so now they're just up the hierarchy. But no, it's a fucking great show. So this is The Hunt for the Wilderpeople. We do not know what the next episode is going to be right now because this is pretty much a make or break for us. If this does not pick up any kind of steam, we might do like one or two more. Obviously, Mike and I have a lot of fun with this because we like to give our opinions and bullshit each other and suck each other's dicks about stuff. Literally. But I hope you enjoyed this episode. And is there anything you'd want to recommend? Any shows you're watching that you'd want to recommend for anybody?
Well, I'm on my like 7th viewing of Scrubs, so get on that.
Watch some new shit. Like fuck. And I know I have nothing against Scrubs. It's great except for the final season. But like, I don't think I'm watching anything new either. I mean, besides Mortal Kombat.
I think like the Oscars are tomorrow, so I was like, maybe I'll watch some of that stuff, but I'm just not into it this year.
I haven't been into the Oscars for a while. Like,
I used to care.
yeah.
Remember caring? That was fun.
No.
Oh yeah, you do.
I lack. I lack everything when it comes to emotion of sadness. Well, I'm not watching anything either. So thanks for listening, and everybody have a fucking wonderful.
Mother's Day.
That is coming up. So hopefully this episode will be out before then. Mother's Day is the 9th.
Nice.
A little bit before your birthday.
Hell yeah.
Mike is turning 36, everybody, on the 12th. 12th?
Mm-hmm.
When's my birthday?
August.
You are the fucking worst.
July.
There we go.
23rd.
Are you sure?
Yes.
Yes, you're absolutely
Hell
right.
yeah.
Everybody else, remember that July 23rd, I'm a Leo Cancer cusp, and I like money. Okay, bye.